Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. It is a beautiful winter day here on Planet Mojo, and I'm going to take advantage of that and get out there and frost seed. And the main ingredient of frost seeding is lawn seed, whatever seed that you normally seed your lawn with. In this case, it's Kentucky bluegrass. What you're doing is getting seed down right before the weather turns really bad. You don't want this to come up this year. You want it to sit over the winter underneath the snow. The ground cracks and opens up, and some of the seeds will go into those cracks. Some of it will sit on the surface. Both of them will grow in the spring. And because your seed is sitting on the ground over the winter, it gets both cold stratified and wet stratified, which mimics nature. Normally grass seed would just fall to the ground in the fall or whenever it falls, and then be exposed to the elements, cold, rain, whatever, until it's time to germinate, and then it'll germinate naturally. I'm going to do some of this by hand. There's a couple areas that need some attention, and then the rest I'm going to use my solo seed spreader. Bazillions of seeds with this bluegrass. One thing to remember though is that you don't want to seed this too early. You want to wait until there's pretty much no chance that it's going to sprout this year. You want it to sprout in the spring. Right now it's December 22nd and it was 10 degrees last night. It is definitely not going to sprout this year. Next year, as it starts warming up, it's going to sprout naturally, just like all the other seeds that are on the ground. But we'll have tons of bluegrass seed, and it's going to get a much better head start than if you seed in the spring. All right, let's get these difficult areas first by hand, and then I'll go over the whole area. I'm going to get a little bit of this as well. I'll go over the whole area with the rest of the bag and the solo spreader. That should do it. When we were having the new wood shop built, I had the dirt guy come up and add some dirt to the low areas here, and I planted bluegrass, and you could see it's doing really well. I think I planted this like maybe 2 months ago. I didn't start work on that until, it was late in August, I think. But you could see there's some areas that are just doing really bad and some areas that are doing beautiful. So I'm going to put a good amount of seed on these deadish areas, and hopefully that'll fill in next year. I've already added gypsum to this, but it looks like I'm going to have to add a little more to break up this clay. Hopefully I can get rid of this grass right here and this right here. This is reed canary grass. And if I can't get the bluegrass to take it over, I'm just going to come in here and kill this with glyphosate and replant. The bluegrass overseeding has really taken over in the main areas, but some of the areas where you couldn't mow, like right by the trees, and especially in this area, the reed canary grass is still the dominant grass. I may just go in here and kill that and reseed it next year, but we'll see. I'll overseed it for now, and if I have problems with it next year, I'll just get rid of it and start over in that area. Get a good amount of seed on these bare areas. The thing is, if you don't get seed from something you want to grow there on these bare areas, some other kind of seed is absolutely going to grow there, and you'll most likely have a patch of weeds there, or weedy grasses. And that brings us to the truss print. You could see where the trusses sat, big imprint on the lawn. You can also see this gravel streak right here. That's where I had to take the chain harrow and smooth out all that gravel that they pushed over here in the winter. This area is going to get all of this gravel plowed onto it again this winter, but I'm sure you're going to be able to see where I overseed this next year. We're probably going to get at least one big line of really plush grass back there. Yeah, you're definitely going to see a really bright green line, at least on that outside there. That's worm casting right there. So over the winter, this seed is going to fall into zillions of little cracks and stuff from the frost, but even the stuff that doesn't, it'll grow right on the surface as well. I need to get a good amount of seed on this, or I'm going to end up with tons of weeds. Yeah, this should be really interesting to see next year. And once again, once I'm done doing this, I'm going to put the rest of the seed in the seed spreader and go over this whole area again. No matter what, you should overseed your lawn every year, because you're cutting your grass before it can go to seed. So your lawn never goes to seed. And as your grass plants age, they're going to get taken over by something stronger. That's how a lot of lawns deteriorate into mostly like crabgrass or whatever. Okay, I'm going to work my way back. Lots of seed on this area. You can actually see the seeds on the ground if you look close enough and see areas where you missed. In a video from earlier this year, we had a broken access pipe on our septic system here, and I had to dig way down there, fix that, and then I cut it off flush with the surface here. This is actually a plug right here. But this area has done okay. Wherever there's this Menards mulch, grass doesn't grow very well. So I'm probably going to quit using that stuff. But I'm going to add a good layer of seed to this. And then next year, I'll add dirt right over the top of it and a bit more seed. And pretty soon, this is going to be like a perfect repair. I'm going to have to repair this as well. This is more damage from that windstorm. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this cage off. I'll just cut this flush with the ground and put this back up next year. This will grow really quick right back up onto it. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's still got, oh, it ripped all the brackets on this side. Wow. Pretty decent storm. Okay, we'll deal with this as well, but we'll take a quick look at the native grasses. This is just beautiful. This is little blue stem right here. This is Indian grass. No, that should be big blue stem, but... Huh. Doesn't look like big blue stem. Yeah, I guess it is big blue stem. Big blue stem is also known as turkey foot. It generally has like 3 stalks at the top. Yeah, that's Indian grass back there. Yeah, that must be big blue stem. Just beautiful. All right, let's get back to work. Okay, this is Indian grass right here. Indian grass comes off real easy. And it's generally like 4 to 6 feet tall, not 6 or 7 feet tall like that. That's probably a little over 7 feet tall. Just beautiful. Grab a little more seed here. I'm going to toss this alongside the road over there. Good enough for now. Hello, Frankie. Okay, now for this. Oh, holy moly. This is frozen solid, and this mesh is into the ground. Let me go get something to cut this mesh, and then... Let me go get something to cut this mesh, and then we'll get this out of here. Alright, see if this works. Beautiful. Yeah, it's been very cold out. So this is solid as a rock. It's warm today. I gotta hurry up and get this done before everything turns into mud. Let's see what that does. Yeah, I got this on here pretty good. Okay, that should do it. The only reason I had to mess with this at all, I could have just handled this in the spring, is because it was laying on the lawn and it would have killed a spot before I could get to it in the spring. This will grow back just fine, and as soon as the snow's gone, I can get this back up and it'll be just like new. I think the turkey is coming here to eat the seeds. There's bazillions of seeds on these grasses, and yeah, I think I harvested a lot of these already. Some right here. I'm heading down the road over this way, and there's not a whole lot of native grasses there. So this time of year, if I bring some seed with me, I can toss it as I'm driving, and soon we'll have native grasses growing over there. Kind of like this here. This right here is just an escapee from seeds from that. And same thing holds true back in there. There's all kinds of different grasses that weren't planted but are sown by the wind or whatever. All right, that should be enough. Oh, a little bit more right there. All right, I'm going to grab these seeds real quick, and then we'll head over and grab that wood that's on the road. Then I can get out and do the main frost seeding. For those of you who are new here, I'll do a little recap. This is the west side of our property. This is our road here. We share this road with the neighbors, and our lot line runs, it's just this side of that little road that goes down into there, right where that blue bucket is. And I cleared this area right here. I hacked and squirted about 20 feet back. That big white oak there is still alive, but a lot of this stuff is dead. I've planted a bunch of bur oaks here. Some of them are doing okay, some aren't, but the ones that aren't, I can replant. At some point, I'll have bur oaks lining this road. We have an aircraft landing light tower right there. That was from a little airport, and what it is a tower that's, I don't know, maybe 15 feet tall. And when this was owned by other people, they brought that in here, and they were going to stand it up and make it into a permanent deer stand. But right now, it's just laying on its side, and it has a big metal ladder that's laying on the ground. We need to pull that out of here. We'll probably set it up as a deer stand, but we'll do it down in the hollow over there. All right, back to business. Most of this grass you see here is just weedy grass that grew on its own. It's most likely pasture grass. You could see that we have an old logging road right here. I don't know if we're going to ever maintain that. It's kind of steep, and it'll just cause erosion if we clear it out. But this is what we came for. I'm going to load this onto the gator, then we're going to head over to the ShelterLogic shelter and do a post-mortem on that, see what failed. Then I'll get around and use my spreader and get the seed spread out. Hi, kitty. That is Tater Cat. You could tell because her tail looks like a question mark. Hi, big kitty. Trying to finish up here, but I'm getting mobbed by this cat. Kitty, let me work. You want to ride? She's climbing me. Get off. She's not as good as Maisie. Maisie can climb all the way up onto my shoulders without digging her claws in. But this one, not so good. Okay, let's get the rest of this done. I've been meaning to do a video on this, but it wouldn't be a long video, so I'll just add this to this video. I wanted to show that the anchoring system is just fine. Somebody had commented that this would be a point of failure right here, drilling through one of the legs, but that's how these things are put together. That is definitely not a point of failure. This is an awesome system, and you can retighten it and all that stuff. I have a video about this. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's way better than the way ShelterLogic does. And the commenter said that he was going to put a strap over the top. There's no way that you need something like that. This will work perfect. What happens is the UV rays weaken this cover. You can see how weak it is. It's got all kinds of little tears in it. And it basically just falls apart. After about 5 years, these covers are shot. This is the second cover we've had on that shelter, and it's not going to get another one of these on it. We are likely going to put tin on it next time. Okay, this area is obviously a mess. This is right behind the big block wall we put in. This area is going to change quite a bit next year. It's going to get more dirt put in here. I'm going to be doing some landscaping here, but it doesn't matter. I got to get some seed down. If I leave this as bare dirt, when the snow washes away in the spring, it's going to take a bunch of dirt with it and wash it over that way. I need to have some roots in this first thing in the spring. So I'm going to go over this area real quick and then work my way up and down over here and then do the yard over here, and that'll wrap it up. I was trying to end this video and people are just coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So most of this lawn is 100% bluegrass right now, and within a couple years this is going to be entirely bluegrass. And basically it's just this strip by the road. Everything else is going to be native grasses, and the reason for that is we have to maintain this part. This part is being reverted back to nature.